though the BBC is from across the pond, it still has a lot of pull here in the US. A lot of people look to them as some sort of voice of authority. It might be because of the British accent. But whatever the reason, there's no doubt they're respected here as unbiased journalism, which is what makes this report so interesting. Because the BBC just admitted that MI5, Britain's spy agency, vetted their journalists, making sure that no one with a voice deemed dissenting or subversive got to work at the news outlet. They've been accused of it for years. It was one of those things they call an open secret, like Harvey Weinstein. Everyone knew something screwed up was happening, but nothing was ever done about it, and the people at the top denied it. But now the BBC just allowed the reporter Paul Reynolds to do an expose on their vetting practices, and he confirms that it was actually true all along. The BBC allowed MI5 to vet their applicants to make sure they didn't hire people who had alternative or radical or subversive points of view. They did it as early as 1933 and continued to do it into the 1990s. One of the things that would get a person blackballed was any kind of association with a banned organization. They didn't have to belong. It was enough if they were just associated with them. And they banned organizations on both sides of the fence, the right and the left. They banned people associated with communist or socialist groups, as well as people associated with nationalist or right-wing groups. So it wasn't about political ideology or any one side, it was just about keeping people who might think radically or differently from working at the BBC, thus making sure those people did not have a platform to amplify their unique perspectives. And if the spy agency found that someone already working at the BBC had one of these perspectives, they were blackballed too. They would get a little doodle drawn in their file, an upward pointing arrow that looked kind of like a Christmas tree. And if a staffer had one of these in their file, the BBC would not promote or transfer them without first being referred to the Director of Personnel as a potential subversive. So the rumors were true all along. The BBC allowed their spy agency to make judgment calls on people just to tamp down voices which might threaten the British establishment. I don't care what kind of accent you say that in. That is some seriously scary censorship.